All right, good morning, afternoon, evening, depending on where you are. And welcome to this CMG Cup group stage match between Team Delta and Deadly Warfare. My name is Alex, my Twitch is on top of my head, and this broadcast is being brought to you in the multi-stream format, both on YouTube and Twitch. So wherever you're watching from today, I hope you're having a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening, all depending on your time zone. And I hope you all are ready for an incredible matchup today between two top teams. Now, CMG Cup is currently in their group stage. Just gotta turn that down a little bit more for myself. And I want to show you a little bit about the current scores so that we all are on the same page here. So here's a snapshot of their challenge page. We can see that both our teams today are in the top of their group F. Here are the matches played thus far. We are currently in round number 3. Team Delta winning out against other teams like Olympo Squad, Extreme Esports. Olympo Squad again beat them in the second round, of course. Whereas Deadly Warfare also beating teams like Extreme Esports and Olympo Squad as well. And they have yet to play a couple of their matches for both round 3 and 4, which are all due very, very soon. We have 2 more rounds to go after this week is over, and those will determine who ends up being promoted to the CMG Cup playoffs. So, very exciting. Team Delta is of course owned by the same people behind other teams like No Mercy, who I've shown on my channel a number of times in this other league I run, NSL. And they actually won NSL Season 11 recently. That was on my Twitch. That was a fun game to cast. And so, if it's the same players and the same management, then they should have no problem. Deadly Warfare also has been doing remarkably well in leagues lately. Not nearly as many accolades that I'm familiar with, but they're still a very good team regardless, so we should have a very good match today, either way. And as players are starting to filter in and kick off the match, I just want to go over the format real quick. This is a 4-set match today. Every set will be played. It's going to be a 1v1 best of 3 duel, a 3v3 King of the Hill, a 3v3 best of 1, no bans, and finally a 2v2 best of 3. So overall, some very fun stuff is about to happen. Before we get too far into it, I just want to remind everybody, if you're on YouTube, make sure to hit like and subscribe. If you're on Twitch, make sure to hit that follow button to support the stream. It really helps us out a lot. And now, lineups are being declared, so I'm going to go into the clan view so we can see what's going on. So today, Deadly Warfare will be ran by Venom, and Coquito will be running Team Delta. And because I'm not an admin in CMG League, I don't have to lift a darn finger this whole time. I don't have to ref. This is a self-refed match. No admins are in the clan to step in. I'm not affiliated, so I'm not going to touch a damn thing. All I'm going to do is watch some incredible gameplay with you guys and hopefully commentate a little bit over that. Alright, so it looks like Coquito for Team Delta will be running Giorgino, with their substitute being Chase, while Deadly Warfare will be running this player Johnny. So now they're going to request a game, and it's going to get into it very shortly. And just like most leagues, it is a 2-minute to request time limit. So hopefully, relatively quickly, we should be able to get in and get going. But yeah, if you in the chat have any insights about any of these matches that we're showing today, please speak up. This is a group effort. I'm not very familiar with either team, to be honest, and definitely not with the league. This is the first CMG lead match I've streamed. So, yeah, if anybody wants to help me out, please feel free. That's all I'm saying. I'll be monitoring the chat as we go. And yeah, pretty soon we're going to get into some gameplay. And just like that, we are starting. So as with duels, there are going to be no card repeats between players. I'm not sure if there are any globally banned cards in this league, but no announcement has been made, so I'm thinking everything is fair game. We go, Johnny immediately running Skellies and Earthquake, making me think this is a Hog cycle deck, maybe with Hogquake, maybe you'll see some Musketeer, got the Evo Cannon, as is pretty standard in these decks. Georgino, meanwhile, running a more heavy-duty deck with a Hero Giant, replacing Goblin Giant in a lot of these things. But it appears that Georgino for Team Delta does have a matchup advantage going into the first minute. Tower doesn't quite fall, but it gets pretty darn close. Hide Rider coming out trying to recover some of the damage, but the Hero Mini Pecha is just going to clean that up very nicely, as Georgino takes a massive early game lead. Skeletons are going to go into the middle. I have a feeling Mini Pecha's going to take them all out and then eat a pancake. No, not quite. He falls just before he can get that pancake ability off. And we are now only 30 seconds away from double elixir for Georgino to really shine. Mighty Miner not going to do too terribly much. If I were Johnny, I'd go ability right there, and indeed he does, but oh man, the Giant still pulls the Mighty Miner even from across the river. That is unfortunate for Johnny. Now the Sparky is now on the right-hand side, putting some pressure onto Johnny's tower. Deadly Warfare in a bit of a tricky spot. Hog Rider doesn't quite connect. And that Zap is going to take Johnny's tower even lower. Sparky's going to come in, clean up that whole push, and that Sparky will also get a free King activation for Georgino here. Very good gameplay by Georgino going into the last 30 seconds of regulation. 1 HP remaining, that tower is as good as dead. Will Johnny try to play on, or will he just accept defeat? It looks like he's accepting defeat. He's going to take the 3 crown, giving Team Delta the first point in the match. In a very quick, bad matchup situation for Deadly Warfare's Johnny. It's now going to go away. It's going to be set point now for Team Delta. All Georgino has to do is pick up one more win, and Team Delta will get 1 out of 4 sets at least. And since all 4 sets are played, it seems like this lead is mainly based on the number of points you can pick up in a match. Game number 2 now. Team Delta up a point. It's a best out of 3 set, so Georgino just has to win 1 more time. Johnny has to win twice in a row. Both players now running similar decks with the Hero Knights and stuff. Goblin Demolisher will actually take out those minions. A great Demolisher play by Johnny. Going now into Drill. Johnny running Drill Fireball bait, it seems like, while Georgino's running a typical Hyper Bait situation. God, I hate Hyper Bait so much. But it is what it is. Johnny slightly behind due to some minor splash here and there. Hero Knight's once again going to meet at the bridge here, but minions are going to come and support Giorgino's Knight. Tesla's going to come out, take those out, clean it up very nicely. We do not get to see elixir counts today, unfortunately. I don't know why not, but it is what it is. Poison on defense is going to clean up that entire hyperbait push with no effort whatsoever. And I guess I was mistaken earlier, we're not seeing hyperbait, this is classic mortar bait instead. Hero Knight coming out just in time to pick up the mortar fire after the Demolisher goes down. Demolisher blowing up on the mortar, gonna deal quite a bit of damage to it. But it's due to Skeleton Girl death damage mainly that Johnny's tower has been damaged. It is worth noting that both players have sources of direct damage that are just about equivalent to each other, with Johnny having poison, Giorgino having fireball, Johnny having snowball, Giorgino having log. Evo Tesla has to go down there to pick up the mortar fire once the Knight gets close to the mortar. But here comes the game-changing Evo mortar now. Can Johnny keep up as the pressure is mounting? Hero Knight going down, perfect. And a Tesla just going to finish that off very nicely, as Giorgino with that latest... Actually, no, Johnny with that latest drill play actually takes a sizable lead. Now going into overtime, Dark Goblin not going to connect onto the tower. Stab Goblins are going to pick that up. Troops coming down, trying to draw that mortar fire. Johnny playing beautiful defense. But that mortar is now locked onto the tower. It'll probably get one hit off. However, Johnny maintains his lead. Stab Goblins have to come out to draw the mortar. Mortar doesn't know what to target. It's going to go for the Hero Knight. Hero Knight is going to get too close to the mortar. It might get another shot. It does not. Falls just in time. Dark Goblin sniping down that Tesla. Hero Knight to keep it up. Another drill. Oh, that skeleton barrel. Not going to get much damage. That drill play actually scored more damage for Johnny in that one interaction there. Hero Knight coming down the lane. It's going to be a little scary. It's going to connect onto tower. No, it's not. Stab Goblins come out. Phew. Evo Mortar going to stay stuck on that Demolisher. Another mortar has hit the arena. Going to be drawn to that Hero Knight. Poison with the drill. Going to do a fantastic job dealing even more damage for Johnny here. Mortar is being picked up now by the Demolisher. Stab Goblins coming out to pick up the last mortar shot in the shell. Only 22 seconds remaining in this game. Johnny so far putting up a perfect defense. He has to maintain his perfect defense for only 13 more seconds. A Evo Mortar comes down. If Johnny can defend this Evo Mortar, Deadly Warfare will be back on the scoreboard. And we'll take the set to game number 3. And just like that, with perfect defense throughout by Johnny, Deadly Warfare will pick up a point in this duel set. And it'll now be set point for both teams. Amazing gameplay by Johnny. With that dominant defense. So now the score is 1-1 in the duel set. As everyone is now hopping straight into game number 3, the deck pool being further restricted now. A lot of the good spells for both players have been used up completely, so it remains to be seen what creative decks they're going to come up with. The neighbor's cooking and it smells delicious. I think after this stream I'm going to walk down and get me some sushi, I think. I could go for some sushi right about now. Unfortunately, the sushi spot is like 2 miles away and I don't have a car. Might be worth it though. Just waiting for Giorgito to hop on in to the game. Might take a little bit. And just like that, the game has started. Game number 3 now between Johnny for Deadly Worker and Giorgino for Team Delta. This is the third game of the 1v1 best of 3 duel. No card repeats between games. Now we're seeing Johnny use more of a Fireball bait deck, which, because Fireball is already used up by Giorgino, it's going to be more of a Poison bait deck. Giorgino using the Vine spell. Baby Dragon on defense. It's going to go for the Barbarian instead of the Ice Wizard. Not what Johnny had in mind. Valkyrie also going to try and keep that Ice Wizard alive for as long as possible. Valkyrie does get one connection on the tower, putting Giorgino in an early yet slight lead. Both players running Vines. Interesting. Johnny might be going for more of a, I don't know, Graveyard or Balloon. Either way. Or maybe even Royal Hearts, who knows. While Giorgino going for more of a Graveyard style of gameplay, but could be beat down, who knows. It's 2026, anything's possible. Johnny actually running beatdown. What do I know? Giorgino, as predicted, running Graveyard. And this is going to be a devastating push for Giorgino here. With the Vines down, that might be Tower. Straight up, it is Tower. Now the question is, how comfortable was Johnny with sacking a tower? That Golem's already at half health. So that might not have been the best sack. Tornado gonna let the Ice Wizard die. Mini P.E.K.K.A ability comes out. Perfect, but the Evo Skellies are on. Golem gonna pop. Not quite finish off the Evo Skellies. Now they're down. But that was a big miscalculation for Johnny. Johnny not doing so well. 40 seconds left. Will the Golem even get there in time? I don't know, but this is looking pretty good for Giorgino here, all things considered. Evo Baby Dragon has to come out if the Golem wants a chance of getting there in time. All Giorgino has to do now is just stall, and that's exactly what he's doing with the Ice Wizard and the Vines. Golem dies before reaching tower. No real support troops remaining. And just like that, Giorgino will end up clinching the set for Team Delta, giving them the 2-1 victory in the duel set. And of course, Johnny not too happy about that at all, but that is life in Clash Royale esports. That's just how it be sometime. And Team Delta will be up 1 set. As we are now transitioning to set number 2, which is the 3v3 King of the Hill set. And this could go for a while. King of the Hill tends to be a pretty long set, all things considered. So yeah, now we're just going to wait for that lineup to come out. But yeah, set 1, very, very interesting. And just to show you the profiles of both players, this is Giorgino. Very impressive accolades, ranked finishes, a lot of 21 badges, some ranked finishes. While Johnny also got some pretty impressive ranked finishes, not as many 20-win accolades, and a beatdown player as it turns out. As we are now waiting for set 2's lineup we continue to wait for set 2's lineup. 3v3 King of the Hill, for those of you not familiar with Clash Royale esports. Basically, it'll be a lineup of 3 players for each team. Player 1 versus player 1. Win, you stay in. Lose, you're out. First team to eliminate all 3 of their opponents will win the set. So there can be a maximum of 5 games, but a minimum of 3 games. By far, King of the Hill is usually the longest set in a match. So it looks like Team Delta will be running Rodrigo, Oscar, and Chase. And there are bans in the set, so Team Delta is going to go ahead and ban Baby Dragon. That's not a very common set at all, actually. Meanwhile, Deadly Warfare is going to be running Teddy, Johnny, and Zaza. Who we've seen play in NSL quite a bit too. And they're banning Giant. And I suppose with the introduction of heroes, fairly uncommon bans are suddenly going to become a lot more common. So game number 1 in the King of the Hill set will be Teddy versus Rodrigo. It's going to be Teddy for Deadly Warfare on the bottom of your screen, and Rodrigo for Team Delta on the top. And as a reminder, both Giant and Baby Dragon are banned for this set. No other restrictions apply. And now you can see here the various decks. Rodrigo running a very traditional Petrobird spam. Teddy running what appears to be, but what I hope isn't, E-Golem. Unfortunately for Deadly Warfare, Rodrigo takes a early tower due to the surprise vines. A fairly ineffective defense coming out from Teddy. Teddy needs to pick this up and double if he wants to stay in. Here comes the Elixir Pump, which hints that it might be a regular Golem deck, but we've seen No Mercy running this deck but with the E-Golem before. So I wouldn't put it past him to use something ridiculous like that. But that deck only really works in a snipe situation.
May I have your attention, please? The University of Hawaii Fire Safety Program will be conducting a test at Ale 190F. Please disregard all audible and visual alarms until further notice. May I have your attention? May I have your attention, please?
What the fuck?
The University of Hawaii Fire Safety Program will be conducting a test at Ale 190F.
Okay, so that voice is saying that there is going to be a fire alarm test in my building and to disregard any fire alarms. So if you hear a fire alarm in the stream, my building is not on fire, don't worry about it. But outside of that, paying attention to the gameplay now. Looks like the Golem is connected onto the tower. Teddy needs to completely destroy that tower within 16 seconds, and he does just that. Then the Mother Witch goes down to the Hero Mini P.E.K.K.A. P.E.K.K.A dies. Golemites are still alive. Huge connection on the King Tower. And just like that, Teddy takes it back in double, just as anticipated, giving Deadly Warfare the upper hand in King of the Hill thus far. Only 2 to go. So can Teddy sweep? We will see. So now it's going to be Teddy versus Oscar for game number 2. And the requesting order will swap here. That noise was a Coast Guard helicopter, by the way. So yeah, basically that PA announcement that distracted me during that game was just saying disregard all fire alarms because they're going to be testing them. I didn't know that my apartment building had a working PA system though, and that's a little strange. But regardless, just waiting for Oster to send that request to get into game number 2 of the King of the Hill set. And again, Giant and Baby Dragon are still banned. Because, of course, they are. So, just continuing to wait. Waiting for this long makes for a very boring stream, not gonna lie. But I promise it'll get better. Oster sends that request. Now all Teddy has to do is accept it. And then we will get to see if Teddy can sweep or if Oster will pull it back. And in we go. Now into game number 2 of the King of the Hill set, with Oster for Team Delta on the bottom of your screen, and Teddy for Deadly Warfare on the top once again. Teddy this time running a Furnace. Interesting. There are a few archetypes that go with Furnace, but this one is going to be Prince, and it's going to be annoying, and everyone's going to hate it. Oster responding with his own batch of nonsense, being the Mega Knight. Teddy going for Spirit Empress makes me think maybe this might be a Lava Hound deck, perhaps? Spirit Empress just absolutely spanking everything that tries to stop it. Snowball coming out, forced out actually, lest that Spirit Empress connect and do a boatload of damage. And now here comes a big push for Oster. Not going to be Lava Hound. Actually, no, it comes up from Teddy, my bad. Not going to be Lava Hound, instead going to be Goblin Giant. And a Vines comes out to allow that Goblin Giant to do maximum damage. About 800 in total. But at a huge elixir expenditure. So Oster might be able to punish her. Here comes a Prince, might get Mega Knighted. Actually, it's going to be a Skillful Spirit and Royal Ghost that takes out the Prince. And now a Little Prince comes out. Spirit Empress will destroy it if other troops are not played. Like maybe he'll go for Guardian. Actually goes for Mega Knight. I think the Little Prince just using his ability might have been a better play. It wouldn't cost nearly as much elixir, so he would have been able to double down on that a little bit more, but that's just me. Evo Ghost gonna take care of some of that, but Teddy gets a lot more damage on that Crown Tower now. Ram Rider connecting for Oster on the left-hand side. Not gonna give Oster a lead, but it will shrink Teddy's lead. Only 30 seconds remaining in regulation time. And a big lightning play for Oster. Gonna take out most of Teddy's push. And that is the aforementioned fire alarm test, which that PA just said to ignore. So, yes, it does in fact work. LOL. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. That must have blown out your eardrums. I'm so sorry. Everything possible is going wrong with this stream today, I swear. But nevertheless, Oster continuing to get some damage. Oh my god, why? Oh my god.
May
This
I
is
have
hell.
your attention, please?
This is hell on earth. I love how they're testing the fire alarms in the middle of my stream. That's so cool. But nevertheless, huge connection for Oster on the left. Vines coming out in defense, but it's not going to be very effective. And another Ram Rider. Teddy throwing out the good game. He knows it's over. And with another reversal, Oster takes the point, knocking Teddy out of the lineup. Bringing the score in King of the Hill to 1-1. So this next match will be Oster versus Johnny.
By the nearest exit or exit stairway. Do not use the elevators.
I'll use the elevator if I damn well choose fire alarm. Ugh, they're testing the fire alarms. How annoying. How annoying is that, y'all? Gold Delta. Hello and welcome to chat. So yeah, if you hear really loud noises, they're testing the fire alarms in my building. And I am so sorry.
Exit or exit stairway. Do
Oh
not
my
use
god,
the elevators.
this is hell. Okay. Why? Luckily, I don't have to evacuate. Boom, let's move my mouse away from the button. Otherwise, I'm gonna do the biggest goof in history. Alright, this is game number 3
May
of
I have your
King of the
attention,
Hill.
please? May I have your attention, please? A fire
What's up, Twitch
emergency
chat?
has been reported in the building. Please leave the building by the
Yeah, so I
exit or exit
have
stairway.
both
Do
chats
not
now
use
on the
elevators.
screen. That's pretty cool. Oh my god, stop it! It's gonna be Oscar for Team Delta on the bottom of your screen, and Johnny for Deadly Work on top for game number 3 here. Blood during accepting it. Yes, an absolute. I did that before in NSL, and I was also an admin for that match, and that was a big goof of mine, so I'm trying not to do that ever again. But anyway, seems like Johnny's push will not be successful there. Yeah, CMG versus AEG. Yeah, you were there. Oh my god, that was so embarrassing. Johnny gonna put down the hut. Probably gonna be a Royal Giant deck. All signs point to RG.
May I have
So
your
it'll probably be an
attention?
RG versus RG.
Fire emergency
Loud noise
has been
incoming, by the way.
reported in the building.
Loud noise incoming. No, they're not gonna do the 3 dings after the voice. Okay. I hate fire alarm testing. Oh my god, lag. No, it's not gonna be RG versus RG. Actually, Royal Hogs? That's quite unexpected. Oscar also taking advantage of the newly released Hero Wizard ability, gonna completely wipe out Johnny's push, as Oscar remains in a commanding lead, with only 10 seconds left until double. The thing is, chat, about the whole fire thing, a freaking voice came on the fire alarm intercom thing earlier in the stream saying, by the way, ignore fire alarms. So, no, I will not be evacuating. It's not even a drill, they're just testing the sound system. But anyway, Johnny gonna do a very good job defending against that RG push. If we know anything about Johnny, he's good at defending. It's the attacking thing that needs work. Johnny just unable to break through. As we are now in sudden death. More like my sudden death if it is not a drill. Oh my god.
May I have your attention, please?
No, you may not have my attention, please. A fire emergency has not been reported in the building.
Please leave the building by
Oh my
the
god.
nearest exit or exit stairway. Do
So
not
the only
use
damage
elevator.
Johnny's getting now is through lightnings and splash damage. For the most part. This is so distracting, actually. This stupid fucking fire alarm that they're just testing. Another pig push coming on the left-hand side. I like what Johnny's doing, trying to alternate lanes. But since Oster has such great defenses, I would recommend, if Johnny's watching somehow, just put the pigs in the middle. Split lane it. That way, more elixir has to be spent on defense. If you're going to be alternating lanes every so often, it doesn't matter. But that doesn't matter now, because the RG connected on the right-hand side. My school just sends a test campus so big, you can't get everyone's attention with an alarm anyway. Yeah. I mean, I'm on a campus apartment, so they kind of need the alarm to work. Evo Hawk coming in, Fireball was used up, Hero Wizard gonna come out to completely knock everything out. But a good amount of damage from those pigs, Lightning coming out to do even more damage to the tower. Johnny might have a chance, actually. If he can get damage one more time, bait out another Fireball. Another Fireball will successfully defend against the pigs. 942, so that's a Lightning away from victory. If he can get a hut down, he needs to get a hut down and get a Lightning on that tower. Fireball comes out. Gonna miss the hut. Lightning hits the tower. RG does not hit the tower. And by under 30 HP, Johnny will take the victory. 40 health is all that remains. And just like that, Johnny puts Deadly Warfare only 1 point away from victory in this King of the Hill set. When people burn their microwave mac and cheese. Yeah. This is so bad.
May I have your attention, please?
So I have a story to tell while we wait for this third game to happen. I did have a real fire alarm in this building once, like a few months ago. And it's not because anything caught on fire, but because the sprinkler system broke, and any pressure change in the sprinkler pipes will trigger an automatic fire alarm because the fire alarm probably thinks, oh, something's on fire, the sprinklers were turned on. Like, yes, this is CMG Cup, LOL. But basically what happened there was, on the 15th floor, the top floor, a sprinkler exploded and flooded the entire building. Like, I watched a waterfall come out of the second floor window. Like, it was bad. I'm lucky my apartment didn't get water damage to hell, but a lot of them did. But anyway, this is game number 4 now of the 3v3 King of the Hill set here. It's going to be Chase for Team Delta on the bottom of your screen, and Johnny once again for Deadly Warfare on the top. Yeah, so I'm actually now an official caster with CMG Cup, so you'll be watching a lot more of me if you're watching CMG Cup.
Fire emergency has been reported.
Oh my god, for the last time, a fire emergency has not been reported. Stop it.
Or exit stairway. Do not use the elevators.
I hate it here. Okay. Cannon Cart not gonna effectively defend against Johnny's push. Johnny in a substantial lead now after the first minute. You're gonna see CMG Cup as a sponsor? Yeah, I saw the announcement. Why don't you sponsor NSL? Nah, I'm joking. Here comes another push for Johnny now. Again, Chase already established to not have the best ability to defend against brute spam. So another battle ram will connect on the left. DKE fired you. Oh my god. DKE did not fire you. Oh my god, the left-hand tower is on 6-7. And everyone in the peanut gallery is spamming 6-7 emote. Even the players are spamming 6-7. Oh my god, I hate it here. 6-7, 6. I can't do this anymore, chat. I can't. Thank god that tower's down so we don't have to stare at 6-7 anymore. Please do not clip that. But yeah, Johnny took out a tower. Chase can't do anything about it now, so Deadly Warfare is actually going to take set number 2. Putting them pretty even Steven going into the 3v3 best of 1. Now, the thing about the 3v3 best of 1 in CMG Cup is, to my understanding, there are no restrictions at all on the deck choices that you have. So, it's not like a 3v3 best of 1 duel set where you have to have all this communication between teammates. Hey, I like 3v3 best of 1 duels, mind you. So yeah, set 1 went to Team Delta, set 2 went to Deadly Warfare. And you didn't enjoy Meta Draft. Okay. NSL is still ongoing, I'll have you know. Oh my god, I thought it was over.
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? A fire emergency has been reported.
A fire emergency has not been reported.
Sit or exit
And they did
stairway.
call
Do not use
Deadly
the
Warfare
elevators.
CMG. My god.
May I have
I can't do this anymore. Why do they have to test our fire alarms today? They said they tested yesterday when I wasn't even home. I went to Costco yesterday just so I could avoid the fire alarm tests. Come on. Alright, Team Delta's going to be running Jorginho, 40k Victor, and Chase, while Deadly Warfare will be running Johnny yet again, Zaza, and Teddy. Johnny proving to be a very strong competitor in CMG League so far. And I'm resisting the urge to press the button at all costs. I'm like, I can't do that again. That was so bad. I swear to God, if they hit the fire alarm again, I'm gonna cry. It's in the server. Nobody. Like, I will actually cry real tears if they test the fire alarm again. Oh my god!
May I have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? A fire emergency has been
A
reported
fire
in the
emergency
building.
has not been
Please
reported
leave
in the
the
building.
by the nearest
I will not
exit
be
or
evacuating
exit
using the
stairway. Do not
stairs.
use the elevators.
Oh my god.
May I have your attention, please?
So, it's gonna be Johnny for Deadly Warfare yet again on the bottom of your screen. and Georgino for Team Delta on the top of your screen. This is the first game of the 3v3 best of 1. The fire alarm is going off. It's just a test. I'm not evacuating. Let's do it. So it'll be an entirely different matchup each game in this set. And the Hero Wizard comes out once again, this time for Georgino. Now, we saw Johnny versus Georgino before in set number 1. It was the duel format where Georgino took the victory. Let's see if Johnny can pull it back now. Johnny once again running Elixir Pump, so I know some shenanigans are going on here. And it's 3M. I guess I'll take now as an opportunity to just remind people to follow the stream if you're on Twitch, and hit subscribe if you're on YouTube. Oh my god.
May I have your attention?
I'm gonna have to post a highlight reel on my YouTube, aren't I? About just me crying about the fire alarm. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, that's how it's gonna be. Now here comes another Hero Wizard to take out the Ghost for a negative Elixir trade for Georgino. Johnny just building up a huge Elixir advantage with multiple pumps and more economical use overall. So great to justify the, oh my god, stop! To justify the 3M.
May I have your attention, please?
And it is now double Elixir, so we'll see a lot more 3M coming up shortly. Fireball coming out for the two Musketeers, leaving the pump untouched.
Do not use the elevators.
I'm about to make blood cry. For real, indeed. Golden Knight does connect a little bit. Connects a little bit more there. As Johnny now takes a lead. I like how Johnny is putting the two Musketeers on the side where the pump isn't to avoid giving Georgino too much fireball value. That's very good gameplay. Now Golden Knight push, gonna handle that Evo Ghost just fine. And that Fisherman pulls Golden Knight close enough such that the ability actually does tap the right-hand tower. Hero Mini P.E.K.K.A just barely doesn't connect. So left side is still the lowest for both players. Johnny's still in the lead, but that lead is starting to shrink a little bit, which is worth noting. Hero Wizard on the left might prove a bit challenging to handle.
Fire emergency has been reported in the building. Please leave the building by the nearest exit or exit stairway.
Oh my god.
Do not use the elevators.
So Johnny is now damaging both towers, which I guess is a good thing. Force out Georgino's response on both sides. Maintain that Elixir lead. Okay, he has to go ability now. Ability fails to hit all the intended targets, and a huge RG push now coming out for Georgino. This is his chance to retake the lead. And just barely misses out on taking back the lead. Actually, he does take back the lead. Now in triple Elixir, 1 minute to go. I thoroughly expect a 3M on defense. Actually gonna go for a center place pump. A play straight back from 2016. The fire alarm is beeping, RG is connecting, and Johnny might go down to Georgino once again here. This is the longest game 1 I've ever seen in a set. Fireball hits all 3 Musketeers, 30 seconds remaining, very little HP remaining on a tower. Georgino pulling off an impressive reversal of fate. Ice Golem connects, too bad that's not the win condition. Golden Knight not going to do too terribly much there. Evo Ghost also not going to be too terribly effective. Hero Wizard doing a great job on defense overall.
Use the elevators.
RG comes out to defend against the Golden Knight, and just like that, Georgino takes the first point in the 3v3 best of 1, giving Team Delta a point, and also giving them set point for set number 3. I hate fire alarms. So now it's going to be Zaza versus Victor for game number 2. Zaza for Deadly Warfare and Victor for Team Delta. So it's going to be Team Delta on the bottom of your screen once again. No, it's going to be Deadly Warfare on the bottom of your screen. I just messed that up again. Okay, hopefully we should be done with the fire alarms now. Knock on wood, we don't get any more of those today.
May I have your attention,
We're not
please?
done with them. Crap.
May I have your attention, please? A fire emergency has been reported in the building. Please leave the building by the nearest exit or exit stairway.
Alright, it's going to be Zaza for Deadly Warfare on the bottom of your screen and Victor for Team Delta on the top. And I promise I'm not clip farming with this fire alarm. Zaza running a typical furnace stack, probably going to be some sort of giant. There are no bands in the set, so you can see just about anything. Fire Spirit will connect onto the Goblin Hut, allowing it to fully die to the poison. Spear Goblin does not connect. And just like that, Zaza is slightly behind. Victor has about a 60 HP advantage. Well, Ghost on defense, nothing too special. Definitely going to be an RG deck from Victor. Or maybe Drill, actually. Oh my god! Stop, please. I'm
May I
begging.
have your attention, please? May I have your attention, please? A fire emergency has been reported.
Make it stop. Oh my god. I think the worst case scenario is the email that warned us about all this said that staff may be entering some of the rooms to check and make sure that the fire alarm is working. I really hope it's not my room that they enter. Because let me tell you, it's working just fine. Small Spear Goblin connection on the right for Zaza. Zaza needs to win this to keep Deadly Warfare in contention this set. Great Graveyard Poison push for Zaza now. Okay, we did it. It works. Evo Ghost now. It's not going to be RG or Drill, it's actually Royal Hogs. My bad. Apparently I don't know 2026 decks after all. But either way, here comes another Graveyard. Not going to be picked up by the tanks, forcing out Vines to get any semblance of value whatsoever. And does do quite a bit of damage actually, but now Zaza is back on the defense. Fireball hits its target, forcing out even more Elixir to defend those Hogs. Zaza is still slightly ahead on HP, but behind on Elixir now. Offensive Poison now for Zaza, coming out. No Graveyard behind it now. Now the Graveyard comes. Hut and Ice Wizard will probably do a pretty good job of defending against that. Just kidding, no they don't. Remember, Graveyard is still RNG for at least 2 more days. So for now, we can just chalk that up to RNG damage, because that should have been a good counter. Evo Furnace now available for Zaza. That with the Evo Valkyrie will make short work of those Royal Hogs. As now a mostly undefended graveyard now comes out. And offensive poison to handle the Ice Wizard. Ice Wizard does leave the radius, so he will survive on a sliver of health, forcing out a Barbarian Barrel. Here comes another Graveyard Poison, and that is just about guaranteed to take the tower. So Zaza pulls it back for his team and keeps Deadly Warfare alive in the King of the Hill set. So now we are going to go on to game number 3, which is going to be Teddy versus Chase. Teddy for Deadly Warfare. Deadly Warfare are actually going to be subbing Richard in instead of Teddy. So it's going to be Richard versus Chase for game number 3. Can't believe that bloody fire alarm keeps bothering us. Both teams currently neck and neck in this match, which is to be expected, given the state of the leaderboard. May I remind you that they are also neck and neck on the overall leaderboard for their group. So, there is a very good non-zero chance that this turns into a 2-2 tie between Deadly Warfare and Team Delta. Richard sent out the battle request, just waiting for Chase to...
May I have your attention, please? The University of Hawaii Fire Safety Program has concluded the testing at Hale-Wainani F.
Oh, thank God.
Please heed by all audible and visual alarms from whistling forward. May I have your attention? May I have your attention, please?
Okay, so that PA announcement is saying that the fire alarm tests are over, so all future fire alarms are real. So if another fire alarm goes off in this building, I will have to evacuate. So this is set point for both teams. Richard for Deadly Warfare on the bottom of your screen. Chase for Team Delta on the top. No deck restrictions at all. Chase running a 3M pump deck. Richard running whatever Richard's running. 3M comes out. Lightning was used on the pump. We're going to see a bomber come out. Wow. Chase coming in absolutely swinging here. Oh my God, relax. Despite that overcommit that should never have worked, it actually worked, and Chase took the tower in the first minute. Richard just did not defend that properly. Didn't have the right cards in the right order and whatnot. Another 3M push now coming out for Chase. This needs to be handled very delicately, because if Chase loses a second tower, it's definitely over. This time he defends properly. And now we have the dreaded Mini P.E.K.K.A. Hero Giant push. Mini P.E.K.K.A. is not heroed. I don't know if that was a simple deck arrangement error, or if he just doesn't have the hero unlocked, or what have you. Mini P.E.K.K.A. will connect to the tower, and Richard will take back the deficit that he previously had. Mini P.E.K.K.A. connecting onto the King Tower. King Tower is going to become the lowest HP tower for Chase. A huge 3M push now coming out for Chase here, going to be stopped by a lightning. Now Pump is going to go unanswered should he choose to use it. Instead, Hero Mini Pet is going to come out. Giant will knock it to the opposite lane, as the Hero Giant will connect onto the King Tower, bringing it down to 1244, much lower, as we now enter Sudden Death. Now Richard has to deal with the consequences of his Giant ability. He handles that flawlessly. As we move on, Richard trying to build another push. Lightning going to make short work of that 3M. Might see Hero Giant here very shortly, followed by a Mini P.E.K.K.A, and that would just about end the game, I reckon. Huge base race push coming out now for Chase, going to be thwarted by the Evo Zap. Chase tried to do a base race, but that unfortunately failed. So Richard takes the point and gives Deadly Warfare the set. Oh nice, good job Melody. So with a 2-1 victory, Deadly Warfare now moves on to set number 4, up a point. So we've saved the best set for last. This will be the 2v2 best of 3 set. If Team Delta can win this one, the overall match result will be a tie. Otherwise, Deadly Warfare will have a 3-1 victory overall. And again, looking back at the leaderboard here, Team Delta really wants to force that tie. Because look at that. It is in the best interest for Team Delta to force the tie. So they better put on a good show in 2v2. Tiebreaker set, the managers play each other? Is that really a thing? I don't think so. I think you're gaslighting me. Format. Okay. Okay, yeah, no. No, but you want it? Yeah, that would be fun. Could make it like a penalty shootout in soccer, where all the players now have to face against the admins. And whoever wins the most games against the admins will take it. I don't know. Wow, Venom cussing up a storm in clan chat, my god. I'm kidding. I know, it's just family-friendly clan being a family-friendly clan. So it's going to be Richard and Joel, and Musketeer will be banned for Deadly Warfare. I'm not sure if I am an admin, so it got removed as referee. Aw, man. Well, you always have a home reffing in NSL. Team Delta will be running Oster and Rodrigo, and Wizard will be banned. So overall, the bans are going to be Musketeer and Wizard. And Team Delta will be requesting. This is going to be the final set of the match today. So if you haven't already done so, be sure to follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, as we'll be casting a lot more of the CMG Cup matches going forward, as this seems to be a very fun league with a lot of great gameplay. And in we go. Yeah, unfortunately, underage players can only join a clan if it's family-friendly, so that's why they have to do it like that. Alright, so it's going to be Rodrigo and Oster for Team Delta on the bottom of your screen, and Joel and Richard for Deadly Warfare on the top, and this will be the first game of the final set, 2v2 best of 3. And now we get to finally learn how awful Clash Royale is in 2v2 with heroes. Can't wait. Joel and Richard running a very traditional Lava Hound deck. 2v2 classic, if you ask me. Also, can I just say that the bans that both teams have chosen this game are very unorthodox compared to what we're used to seeing. Like, I'm used to seeing 2v2, they ban stuff like Bomber, not even Bomber, Executioner, Tornado, Goblin Giant sometimes, maybe even just Lava outright. But never have I seen them... Oh, Wizards banned, Must is banned. So I guess heroes have fundamentally changed the meta for banning. A brief connection on the Inferno Dragon doesn't put Deadly Warfare in the lead because Wall Breakers just took that HP right back. Goblin Barrel now barreling towards that tower. Gonna be partially stopped by that Skeleton Chain. Still did a bit of damage as Team Delta takes a comfortable lead going into Double Elixir. Here comes the Diddy Cage. Gonna be mostly taken out by the Skelly Barrel. Not much happens there. Bomb Tower now coming out for Team Delta to defend against the lava push. And now that it's double, lava pushes can afford to be big. Big Vine Splay to take out the Dark Goblin. Vine Splay on defense now. And a defensive Fireball as well. Spirit Empress will go down. Lava will go down. However, that did a good amount of tower damage overall. Another huge offense comes out now for Team Delta. Goblin Barrel will end up taking the tower. Someone's smoking kush outside my apartment. I can smell it. It's unfortunate. Here we go. Lightning on the tower. Not going to be enough. Vines to buy some more time. And just like that, Team Delta will take the first point, doing exactly what they need to do to force the tie. All they need is one more win, and it'll be a tie game. Team Deadly Warfare needs to take 2 to win. Oh, someone's smoking a lot of kush. Oh, God. Oof. It smells bad. Ugh. My God. But yeah, we are now going to be going into what could possibly be the final game of the match, should everything go well for Team Delta. Deadly Warfare pulls it back, then it'll get pretty darn close. But yeah, we already knew from the leaderboard that both teams would be pretty evenly matched, so ending in a tie like this would just be par for the course. I forgot to change my Nightbot. When I set that, the Lahaina wildfire had just happened. Now it's been a few years. I should probably update that to a more recent disaster. Not gonna lie. But now we are just continuing to wait for Team Delta to send the request. I'm sure we're not being very strict with the time limits here, seeing as it is a self-refed group stage match. And here comes the request. Just a little bit longer to wait now. Most recent disaster, the job market, so real. So incredibly real. Just now waiting for Deadly Warfare to hop on in there. And then we can get quite possibly the final game underway. Hey, what's up, YouTube chat? How's it going? Just continuing to wait for this game to get underway here. Match point now. Actually, no. Tie the match point for Team Delta here. And just like that, in we go. Yeah, that's a good mindset to have, Melody. But hey, yeah, welcome on in, Jury. Welcome to the YouTube side of things. Oh, what the hell? Why did my chat messages from like way earlier suddenly pop on? That's weird. My OBS chat widget decided to have a stroke. And repeat every YouTube message at every YouTube message, so love that, very cool. But yeah. Stream is going well so far. Having a lot of fun. You missed a fun part where they were testing the fire alarm throughout most of the match, generating quite a number of funny clips. And me crying on stream. Okay, yeah. See, I'm glad I have the chat widget working now, so now YouTube and Twitch can communicate with one another. But here we go. It's Oster and Ace Rodrigo for Team Delta on the bottom of your screen, and Richard and Joel for Deadly Warfare on the top, just for your information. Team Delta just needs one more point, and they will officially tie the match 2-2. If Deadly Warfare wins the next two games, they will win the match outright. Looking at the leaderboard, it is in Team Delta's best interest to tie it up so that they don't have a second L on their record. But I think CMG goes by overall sets won, so I'm not sure how much that really matters. It's more so for the satisfaction, not gonna lie. Real, Melody, real. So it seems like Deadly Warfare is running the typical 2v2 RG deck, but with heroes now, so it's worse. Whereas Oster and Ace are running the traditional 2v2 Ram Rider stuff. Same decks we see in NSL. There definitely is a meta to 2v2. We're not seeing as much of the 2v2 Graveyard decks as we used to, but that's due to some recent balance changes, I'm sure. With only 10 seconds left in regulation, it appears that Deadly Warfare is in a clear lead. And just as a reminder, Musketeer and Wizard are both banned for this set. Double Ram Rider gonna connect, but not at full speed. So it'll just get a hit on tower and then go away. Not the worst outcome for Deadly Warfare that could have happened. Not gonna lie. And now here comes another big push for Team Delta. And that offensive lightning just gonna actually put Team Delta into the lead now, as of now, with the huge Evo Baby Dragon. But just like that, we have an RG push finally coming out. Evo Inferno gonna make short work of that push though, with a lot of support troops to keep that Evo Inferno alive. Gonna be very scary to deal with, actually. It is fully charged. If it gets on tower, it's over. And just like that, Team Delta will force to tie by winning set number 4. So, ladies and gents, and gamers of all varieties, this is going to be your final score. The overall set score is going to be 2-2. 1-2 for set 1, 3-1 for set 2, 2-1 for set 3, and 0-2 for set number 4. Deadly Warfare and Team Delta have won an equal amount of sets, so this match will result in a tie. So with all that, that will conclude today's broadcast. I thank you all so much for tuning in for the hour-and-a-half long match that we had. This will be the end of the stream. Not enough viewers to justify doing a raid of any kind, so I'm just going to end it off here. So thank you all very much for tuning on in. The VOD will be available at this very link in its entirety, and I might edit it down. Who knows? Might have a highlight video or two. So that being said, thank you all so much for coming by, and we will see you for the next esports stream. So, adios.